What's up, guys? So today I will be doing my best to install my new EBrake boot here. This is from JPM Coachworks and it is leather with red stitching, and it actually matches my shift boot here. And my shift boot I already installed, but that video is on a hard drive which crashed, so hopefully I will be able to get that recovered soon. But if I do, you'll see that video, and if not, then sorry, I guess you won't. However, today I'm hoping that this will install better or more easily than my shift boot did, because that shift boot was a huge pain in the ass. And unfortunately, I don't have high hopes for this either. JPM Coachworks is a great company. However, they have gone out of business, and I have not been able to find any videos on the install procedures for this shift boot, for my shift boot, or for this EBrake boot. There are some other videos. I know Callie at T-WRX did a video installing these on his WRX, his 08 WRX. However, it's different for the 08 plus models than it is for the 07 and older. So I haven't found any install videos for the GD series STIs. So I'm kind of flying in the dark, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. But I have, for this install, my boot here. It actually came with a zip tie. Good on them for including that. I believe there's a brake line or a wire or something like that that needs to be wired out of place, tied out of place. But we'll see. I also have a pair of gloves because I will be spraying spray adhesive, and I'm going to do this probably obviously out of my car, off camera, but there's something that I'll need to spray with that. And I also have a screwdriver, just a number 2. Phillips is perfectly fine. So with that being said, I'm going to get into this install. I'm going to try and mount you guys in a way so that you could see what's going on, and I'll be talking about what's going on. But it's kind of difficult to do this with 2 hands, not having a cameraman. So if the angle sucks or anything like that, I apologize in advance. So with that being said, I'm going to get right into this. All right, guys, so I hope you can see everything. I will be working in this entire area here, and I'm going to start by removing these 2 screws here at the back of my center console. These are just a number 2 Phillips head. And I am going to carefully place them on my passenger seat so that I don't lose them. And next I need to pull up on my shift boot. And I shouldn't have to remove any of this. It's fine the way it is. I'm just going to pivot it so that I could get to 2 more Phillips head screws over here. And now that I have that removed, I should be able to pull up on this whole center plastic section. I'm going to start at the back. It should just pop loose. And that's really all I should have to do for this install. Now, underneath this shift boot, there are tabs that you can feel. And there's a plastic ring that you could see here, because mine is falling apart and it looks like crap. But there's this plastic ring that goes all the way around this shift boot and holds it in place, and it pinches it between the plastic for your center console. So on the bottom side of this this ring here, there are tabs, and you just need to push them in and it will release. You just want to take your time with it. You need to use some force, but obviously you want to be careful that you don't break it. And with that loose, there is a button snap underneath the bottom side of your EBrake handle. Just take that off, and then your whole EBrake boot will come loose. So as you can tell, mine is looking terrible. It's all tore up, it has holes in it, it's falling apart. It definitely needs replaced. So I am going to clean out all this area. It's pretty dirty and nasty, so I'm going to clean that up with probably a toothbrush, maybe a Q-tip or something like that. So I need to clean that up, and I also need to separate this old shift boot from this plastic ring, because I need to reuse this plastic ring for my new EBrake boot. So I'm just going to carefully rip off this old boot, and there you go. so I think I have a solution for how I'm going to do this. I was trying to struggle with this for a little while, but I have a better plan. So I've had these clamps laying around, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my leather e-brake boot, I'm going to stretch it around this plastic ring and get everything lined up, and I'm gonna use these clamps here to hold it in place. Once I do that and I make sure that everything is lined up as it should be, then I can take it off. I could spray this whole ring with this spray adhesive, and then I could come back and reline everything up and use these clamps to hold everything in place. And then I'll let it set up until this spray adhesive dries. So that is the plan. Hopefully it will work, and we'll find out in a minute. So there are tabs on this ring, and it is directional. This tab here that comes straight down goes towards the back, and this other tab that comes out forward goes towards the front. It's very important that you mount this ring in the correct direction, otherwise it's not going to fit. So I'm going to start at the back, and it's double stitched towards the back. So I'm going to line that up first. All right guys, so while I'm letting that adhesive set up for a while, I'm gonna focus on cleaning out this entire area that I don't normally have access to. And the first area I'm gonna clean is this groove that runs around my e-brake boot. And this is the area that that plastic ring actually snaps into. Now, even though you're not gonna see it, I really wanna clean it out because it's disgusting, and there's no sense in putting my e-brake boot back on top of all this dirt when I have easy access to it right now. So to clean it out, I have some Simple Green, and I also have a plastic scrub brush, so that should come clean with no issues. And I also have paper towels, which I'm going to use to wipe out this area underneath there. There's a lot of lint and dust and grime down in there, so I'm going to wet these down with some Simple Green and wipe that out really well. And lastly, I have a can of WD-40, which I'm going to spray into the locking mechanism for my emergency brake. Now, I haven't noticed any issues with my e-brake with the functionality or anything like that, but I have my boot off and it's all exposed, so why not? So this adhesive has been setting for about 15 to 20 minutes now, and it's about 70 degrees out, so it should be dry. And I'm going to remove all of these clamps and put it back into place. Now, as I said, JPM included this zip tie. However, I have been in here before, and all the lines that I would need to zip tie are already taken care of, so I will not be needing this. And your OEM shift boot also has a snap on the bottom of the handle. This one does not, so it is a snug fit, and I'm going to stretch this out just a little bit. And this should be big enough to slide over the handle itself. So I'm just going to slide it on and I'll probably have to wiggle back and forth a little bit. There we go. It's a tight fit. I'm just going to work it all the way down to the base of the handle. And there we go. So with that, this plastic clip should just pop right back into place. It's going to take a little bit of effort because this leather is thicker than the shift boot that was there. Alright guys, so it actually took quite a bit of effort to get this back in, just because the leather is so much thicker. But now it is in place and I could put my whole center console back together. And to do that, it's just going to be in the reverse order from when I took it apart. Alright guys, so that is another part installed on my car. That is one less thing that I have to get done before Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix this year. I hope you found this video entertaining. If you're doing an install on your STI for a shift boot, I hope you learned something. And if you're not, then I hope you enjoyed this video. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.